Signs he truly loves you. Love is often described as a feeling, a spark, or a moment that takes your breath away. But true love is quieter, subtler, and far more revealing than fireworks and grand gestures. It isn't always in the words he says, but in the way he makes you feel seen, safe, and valued even when no one is watching. It's in the patience he shows when you're struggling, the respect he holds for your boundaries, and the care in the small, everyday moments that might seem ordinary but carry extraordinary meaning. True love celebrates your growth, listens without judgment, and chooses you not just when it's easy, but even when life gets complicated. Before you measure love by words or excitement, look closely at his actions, his consistency, and the quiet ways he shows up, because that is where real love lives, patiently, faithfully, deeply. When a man truly loves you, one of the clearest signs is the way he listens. But this isn't just hearing the words you speak. It is absorbing your thoughts, feelings, and even the unspoken emotions beneath them. Active listening requires patience, attention, and genuine curiosity. It's the kind of listening where your words are not interrupted, dismissed, or redirected to focus on him, but are held with care, considered thoughtfully, and responded to with understanding. He notices the subtle cues, a hesitation, a sigh, the tone of your voice, and he responds not automatically or reflexively, but in a way that shows he is fully present in the moment with you. This presence is rare because most people listen to respond, to argue, or to offer solutions. Someone who loves you listens to understand, not to perform, and this makes you feel truly valued. Listening also reveals emotional investment. When he asks questions about your day, your dreams, or your fears, it is not out of politeness or obligation, but out of genuine concern. He remembers details you may have shared in passing, and he brings them up later, showing that he was not only hearing, but storing and caring about your experience. This consistency demonstrates that you matter to him beyond fleeting attraction. Your thoughts and emotions are part of the way he navigates his own world. Real love does not treat conversation as optional or superficial. It treats communication as a bridge to connection. Every story, concern, or joy you share becomes meaningful because he treats it with the respect it deserves. Listening also requires patience, especially when what you are expressing is difficult, confusing, or emotionally heavy. He does not rush you to resolve your feelings or dismiss them as overreactions. Instead, he allows space for you to articulate yourself fully, even when it takes time. He understands that emotions are complex and that sometimes the act of being heard is more important than receiving an immediate solution. This patience is a reflection of respect, empathy, and commitment. Love is not convenience. It is presence even when the process is messy or uncomfortable. By listening deeply, he validates your experience and strengthens the emotional safety of the relationship. Finally, listening in love is about balance. He shares his own thoughts and feelings too, but without overshadowing yours. He engages in dialogue rather than monologue, creating a rhythm where both voices are honored. It is this balance that transforms conversation from simple exchange into intimacy, building trust, understanding, and a sense of being truly known. Through listening, he communicates that you are seen, your perspective matters, and your inner world is important to him. And that is a profound, unmistakable sign of genuine love. When a man truly loves you, respect for your boundaries, independence, and personal space becomes a fundamental part of how he interacts with you. True love does not seek to control, possess, or confine. It thrives in the freedom to be fully yourself while sharing life with someone else. Respecting boundaries means he understands that you are an individual with your own needs, routines, and limits, and he honors them without complaint or manipulation. It is shown in the way he accepts your decisions, even when they differ from his own, and in the patience he demonstrates when you ask for time or space. This respect is not conditional or selective. It is consistent, present even when it is inconvenient, or when he desires something different. In essence, respecting boundaries communicates a deep understanding that love cannot flourish in coercion, pressure, or imbalance. Respect for independence is closely linked to personal growth and emotional health. When a man truly loves you, he does not feel threatened by your ambitions, interests, or friendships. He encourages you to pursue your goals, learn, explore, and evolve as an individual, knowing that a relationship is enriched when both partners remain whole, rather than losing themselves in the other. Independence is not distance. It is a recognition that two people can share their lives without becoming dependent to the point of losing identity. A man who loves you supports your self-expression, your passions, and your personal growth because he values who you are, not just who you are in relation to him. He celebrates your achievements without envy, and encourages your growth without fear, understanding that a thriving relationship requires two fulfilled individuals, not one who sacrifices for the sake of closeness. Personal space is another critical aspect of respect. It is the physical, emotional, and mental room that allows each person to process feelings, recharge, and maintain equilibrium. A man who truly loves you understands that needing space does not mean rejection or a lack of love. It is a natural part of being human. He allows moments for solitude, reflect, on, and personal time without guilt or resentment, and he does not use your need for space as a means to control or test your affection. This kind of respect cultivates trust because it signals that he sees you as a complete person capable of managing your own life and emotions. Respecting boundaries and independence also shows up in how he communicates. He listens to your no without argument, he negotiates conflicts without forcing compliance, and he honors agreements without testing limits. He treats your choices with seriousness and care, understanding that love is not about bending someone to his will, but about supporting mutual growth and harmony. By consistently honoring your boundaries, your independence, and your personal space, he creates a relationship built on trust, respect, and emotional safety. And that is one of the clearest and most enduring signs that he truly loves you. When a man truly loves you, his love is shown consistently through actions, not just words. Words are easy. They can be said in moments of passion or charm, but actions are intentional, repeated, and reveal deeper commitment. Love expressed through action shows that he values you enough to prioritize your well-being, happiness, and comfort. It is not about grand gestures or public displays, but the small, everyday choices that demonstrate care, making time for you even when life is busy, checking in when he knows you need support, or remembering details that matter to you. These actions accumulate over time, forming a steady pattern that proves love is not fleeting or performative, but real and reliable. Consistency is one of the most powerful indicators of genuine love. A man who truly cares does not act differently depending on circumstances or convenience. He shows up when it matters, in moments of stress, illness, or disappointment, not just during joyful or exciting times. He honors commitments and keeps promises, signaling that you are a priority in his life. Consistent action creates trust because it demonstrates that his feelings are not temporary or situational, but enduring. It allows you to rely on him emotionally, knowing that care is not something he only expresses when it is easy or visible to others. Love expressed through action also extends to the little, often unnoticed ways in which he shows concern for your happiness. He notices your moods and responds with empathy. He supports your ambitions and offers help without being asked. He defends you, respects you, and protects your well-being without fanfare. These are the quiet signs that reveal his heart more clearly than any words ever could. Actions reflect intention, and when love is intentional, it is steady, patient, and thoughtful. This kind of care requires awareness and effort because it often prioritizes the other's needs above personal convenience. Another dimension of love through action is sacrifice, not in an extreme or unhealthy sense, but in the willingness to compromise, adjust, and accommodate for your comfort, growth, or happiness. He does not act out of obligation, guilt, or fear, but from genuine desire to contribute to your well-being and nurture the relationship. It may be as simple as listening when you need to talk, being patient when you make mistakes, or supporting choices that benefit your long-term goals even when they conflict with his immediate preferences. These actions build a foundation of mutual care, showing that love is not just a feeling but a deliberate practice that strengthens the bond between you. Finally, actions create reliability, trust, and intimacy in a relationship. When words are supported by consistent behavior, they gain weight and meaning. When a man's actions align with his words, it shows integrity and emotional maturity, proving that his love is grounded in reality rather than fantasy. Through consistent care, attentiveness, and intentional support, he communicates not just affection, but commitment, demonstrating that love is something he lives every day, not merely something he says. This alignment between thought, word, and deed is one of the clearest, most enduring signs that he truly loves you. When a man truly loves you, one of the clearest signs is that he supports your growth and celebrates your successes without jealousy. Genuine love is not possessive or competitive. It thrives when both people in a relationship are encouraged to become the best versions of themselves. A man who loves you does not see your achievements, ambitions, or personal development as a threat to his own identity or status. Instead, he celebrates your victories, whether big or small, and encourages you to pursue your goals, dreams, and passions. This support is an acknowledgement that your individuality matters and that your growth is an integral part of the relationship. He understands that a thriving partnership is not about merging into one person, but about two people who evolve together while remaining whole. True support is active, not passive. It is shown in how he participates in your journey, offering encouragement when challenges arise, providing advice only when asked, and respecting your decisions even when they differ from his own preferences. He does not belittle your aspirations or dismiss your ambitions to make himself feel superior or in control. Instead, he recognizes that your personal success does not diminish his value, it enhances the relationship by bringing new energy, perspective, and inspiration. When you experience setbacks, he stands by you, offering patience and understanding rather than criticism or frustration. His support is steady and unconditional, reflecting a love that is secure rather than conditional on convenience or ego. Celebrating your successes without jealousy is equally significant. A man who truly loves you takes joy in your accomplishments without comparing them to his own. He understands that love is not a competition, and your growth does not overshadow him. It complements the relationship. Whether it's a career achievement, a personal milestone, or a creative endeavor, he expresses pride and happiness genuinely, without attempting to diminish your joy. This kind of love is generous and selfless because it places the well-being and happiness of the other person alongside his own. It reflects emotional maturity and the ability to embrace the reality that a strong partnership allows both people to shine individually while thriving together. Moreover, supporting growth includes acknowledging your emotional and personal development. He encourages self-reflection, learning, and experiences that expand your perspective, knowing that these efforts enrich your life and, by extension, the relationship. He does not feel threatened when you become more confident, independent, or self-aware. He celebrates these changes because he understands that your growth strengthens the bond rather than weakens it. He participates in your journey with curiosity and encouragement rather than control or expectation. By supporting your growth and celebrating your successes without jealousy, he demonstrates a love that is secure, nurturing, and enduring. His actions show that he values you not only for who you are today, but for who you are becoming. Recognizing that a relationship built on mutual encouragement, respect, and shared joy creates a foundation capable of lasting through challenges and change. This selfless support is a quiet but undeniable sign that his love is genuine and committed. When a man truly loves you, he communicates honestly, even when the conversation is uncomfortable, difficult, or emotionally charged. Love that is genuine does not shy away from truth. It embraces it with care and respect. Honest communication means expressing thoughts, feelings, and concerns openly, rather than hiding them out of fear, pride, or the desire to avoid conflict. It is not about being harsh or critical, but about being transparent, thoughtful, and considerate. When he loves you, he chooses clarity over convenience, knowing that avoidance or silence may create misunderstandings or emotional distance. He's willing to face difficult topics because he values the relationship more than momentary comfort or ease, and he understands that trust and intimacy are built on openness rather than secrecy. This honesty is paired with respect and empathy. When he shares something difficult, he frames it in a way that considers your feelings, aiming to strengthen the connection rather than to blame or hurt. He also encourages you to share your truth, listening without judgment and responding with understanding rather than defensiveness. This creates a space where both partners feel safe expressing themselves fully, even when emotions are raw. Love that communicates honestly allows the relationship to evolve naturally, addressing small issues before they grow into resentments or misunderstandings. It shows that he prioritizes mutual understanding over superficial harmony. Communicating honestly also demonstrates emotional maturity. It requires self-awareness, the ability to recognize and articulate one's feelings, and the courage to be vulnerable. A man who loves you will acknowledge his mistakes, admit when he is wrong, and take responsibility for his actions. He does not hide behind excuses, blame shifting, or avoidance. Instead, he approaches conflict as an opportunity to strengthen the relationship rather than a threat to his ego. This kind of maturity ensures that challenges do not become barriers, but rather become moments of growth and deeper connection. Honest communication also reinforces reliability and trust. When a man consistently speaks the truth, it becomes clear that his words are aligned with his actions. You can rely on him to express what he thinks, feel what he feels, and act with integrity. This predictability reduces uncertainty in the relationship, creating a foundation where both partners can feel secure and supported. It also encourages reciprocity, as honesty inspires honesty in return, fostering a cycle of trust, clarity, and emotional safety. Finally, honest communication reflects commitment. A man who loves you is willing to engage in difficult conversations because he sees the long-term value of the relationship. He understands that love is not just about sharing joy and comfort, but about facing challenges together, navigating misunderstandings, and growing stronger as a couple. By consistently choosing transparency, openness, and truth, he demonstrates that his love is real, grounded, and enduring, built not on illusions or avoidance, but on a deep, conscious effort to connect, understand, and support you in every aspect of life. When a man truly loves you, he chooses you every day, not just in moments of passion or excitement, but in the small, often unnoticed decisions that define a lasting relationship. Love is not only a feeling, but a series of conscious actions, and someone who is genuinely committed demonstrates that love through persistence, presence, and intention. He does not rely solely on attraction, chemistry, or fleeting emotion. He understands that sustaining a relationship requires effort, patience, and care. Choosing you daily means prioritizing your well-being, investing time and energy into the connection, and showing up consistently, even when life is challenging, inconvenient, or exhausting. It is in these repeated choices, rather than occasional grand gestures, that true love becomes visible. This daily choice is evident in how he integrates you into his life. He makes decisions that consider both of your needs, balancing responsibilities, ambitions, and personal goals without disregarding your presence or feelings. He demonstrates loyalty not just by being physically present, but by mentally and emotionally investing in your life, showing that he values your partnership and sees a future together. Even in disagreements or conflicts, he chooses the relationship over being right, seeking resolution, understanding, and compromise rather than letting pride or ego dictate his actions. This willingness to prioritize love over momentary satisfaction reveals the depth of his commitment and the sincerity of his feelings. Choosing you daily also means supporting the emotional labor required to maintain a healthy relationship. He actively works to understand your perspective, listens without judgment, and seeks to respond thoughtfully. He invests in creating trust, safety, and connection, knowing that these elements require continual nurturing. Love is not static. It grows, evolves, and faces challenges over time. A man who truly loves you does not see these challenges as threats, but as opportunities to demonstrate his dedication and deepen the bond between you. His effort reflects an understanding that love is a living practice rather than a passive experience. Presence is another key aspect of choosing you daily. He is emotionally available, attentive, and willing to share in both joy and hardship. Whether celebrating your successes or supporting you through struggles, he remains consistent, showing that love is not conditional on convenience, mood, or circumstance. This kind of commitment creates stability and security, making you feel valued, safe, and understood. It also reinforces the idea that love is a conscious choice rather than a fleeting sensation. Ultimately, choosing you every day reflects responsibility, intentionality, and devotion. It signals that he sees the relationship as a partnership worth nurturing, not a temporary experience or an indulgence of desire. By consistently showing up, investing effort, and prioritizing your connection, he demonstrates that his love is grounded in reality, perseverance, and care. This repeated, conscious choice is one of the most unmistakable and enduring signs that a man truly loves you, revealing commitment that goes beyond words or momentary passion into the realm of lived, everyday devotion. True love is revealed not in fleeting moments of passion or empty words, but in consistent actions, conscious choices, and genuine care. A man who truly loves you listens deeply, respects your boundaries, and honors your independence, showing that he values not just the relationship, but who you are as an individual. He expresses his love through thoughtful, consistent actions, supports your growth without jealousy, and communicates honestly even when the truth is difficult. Most importantly, he chooses you every day, investing time, presence, and effort to nurture the connection. Real love is patient, steady, and intentional, It thrives in trust, respect, and shared commitment rather than illusions or convenience. By recognizing these signs, you can see beyond superficial charm and fleeting emotion, understanding that authentic love is lived quietly, faithfully, and deliberately, a force that strengthens, sustains, and deepens over time.